Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Factorio here in our step-by-step to Megabase series. In today's episode we're gonna take care of a bunch of optimizations that we can do, mostly inspired by your comments. One thing I had to play around off camera in order to understand it was use the logistic system in order to influence the rail signals. So my biggest problem was this intersection right here, and I applied two solutions to make it better. One solution was the obvious one. Instead of getting these rails out here, I just rerouted them to go here into a less troublesome area. So if we see the mirrored picture right here, the trains are going out at this point right here, and you can see this is kind of a nasty intersection because of that. And so just like I did it on the other side, we're now gonna route these guys towards the right side. They can then go through these two stations. For this part here, it's actually not really necessary, but I still want it the same way on either side. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. All we have to do is set up one chain signal here, and that should regulate the traffic. Actually, also a rail signal right there. Okay, time to take things apart here, and then every destination I hooked up, I can also take away the rail to the other section. And that also means I can take apart this entirely, and this should already be it. If there is a train in this destination, it doesn't matter, but all trains will be going out this way now. And then lastly, I want to take away this axis to make this a little bit cleaner. This part right here is going to be removed as soon as we mined this copper vein. So right here we want to hook this up as well, like so, and get rid of this part. And then we can make this all nice and squeaky clean. Wonderful. This reduced the amount of critical intersections by 2. And then let me show you what other fix I applied. So I've been observing the lighting a little bit, and what happens is if we have a train on this rail right here, either of these guys is going to turn red. As you can see right here, this guy is red. And of course, if we have multiple trains in here, both of these guys are going to be red as such. So I simply hooked up this rail light to the power pole and then relayed it all the way over here. Hooked up the second light as well, relayed it further. Yeah, it's just continuing over here and then going all the way up, up, up to this rail signal. Now the thing is, you can only get the signal from a chain signal. You cannot actually influence the chain signal. You can only influence the rail signal. So right here I'm closing the signal when a red signal is sent through the network above 0. And if we check the power pole right now, there are 2 red signals, and of course that happens if we have 2 trains in here. Like this, there are 2 red signals, and if we have either just 1 or 2 red signals, then the copper ore trains are not coming down. This essentially means the trains from the upper section here will give way to the trains coming from the straight route. And this was my main problem right here, that a lot of the trains were waiting because they were like alternating between each other, and that would just lead to a lot of unnecessary traffic. I'm still aware we have some unnecessary traffic, but some of that is going to be solved as we distribute it. But now let's get to another part that we can optimize, and it is actually within the modules and maybe some other stations, but mostly the modules are the problem. Now this problem is something I do regret, because if we built the stations a little bit differently, it wouldn't be an issue. But essentially what we can see here, for instance, in this chest, we have almost 4,000 materials, and then the chest next to it only has 900. This eventually results in the belt only being filled up on one side, and of course only half of the materials going through. And the way I figured I could put a bandage on that is by simply having a inserter right here. So this inserter is hooked up to the chest right next to it, and if we check the inserter, it's checking for everything below 100. That means if this chest here has lower than 100 items, then the items from this chest are going to be transferred over. I know this isn't an optimal solution, but without rebuilding the entire station in a different way, this is probably the best we can do. And we actually do have the space to perform this action. Let me just grab some cabling, put this right here, and we want to check for the same condition right here, everything lower than 100. I'm not sure, maybe I can even copy this over. Yeah, look at that. That makes it even easier. One more here and there. And then of course I also want to replace the lights. Where do I have my lights? Thinking about it, I should be able to copy this over and paste it. No, of course, I first have to remove the lamps and then paste it, because the lamps have a new spot. Oh my gosh, I just saw my end there. I'm always nervous just running around the tracks. But there we go. We can actually do it all in one go, and it seems to be, you know, that seems to be working. Let's do it for the next one. The lamps should be pasted as well, the new ones. Yeah. And so this isn't even that tragic, this fix. Actually, a rather quick fix. Like right here, we can see it happening. And now that we are placing this, the items are going to be transferred over, and we once again have a full belt. Oh my gosh, this is so good. That means I wouldn't even need these balancer things right here, because it is not going to happen anymore. I mean, let's be honest, they didn't actually balance anything. They just made sure that we have items on both sides. But we still would be getting half of the items. Yeah, right here as well. The sulfur is only being used up on one side, and now we can transfer all of these items over, which were lacking in this chest. This is going to improve our situation incredibly. Let's actually apply this change also to the upper module. Just gotta remove the lamps and place the updated version. I'm just waiting for my Buildertrons to help me finish the job. I did not have enough inserters, but we can see it is really necessary. I mean, this is slowing us down immensely. And it probably also means certain items would never be used up and just remain in the chests. Yeah, there they come. And we can fix everything. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Good, so that is another optimization point out of the way and should fix a lot of our issues, especially with the resource throughput inside of the modules. Okay, we're back here at the hub, and there was another really great suggestion. I don't know why I didn't think of that, because this is just something that will make our life much easier. And the thing we're talking about is a place where trains can be built and brought to life automatically by me just building a blueprint, and they will be automatically fueled and injected into the system. So whenever I'm hooking up an ore, I don't even have to introduce the trains. The trains will be added into the station wherever it is, and they will be directly built by my system. So one thing is certain, it needs to be inside the system, and I basically just need one track. I just need one track space, right? So it could happen right there. This would be the easiest. We also don't need the station, and it can be a dead end towards this side. So let me see, maybe we just leave a little bit of space. I don't think I'm gonna add anything else, but you know, this can also move eventually. Basically, we would be hooking this up to the same network here, and also give this a light. And then all I have to do is make a blueprint for each type of train that I have. So say we build one of these trains, and that would be a, let's say, iron ore train. So I'm just grabbing this and pasting it in here. And then I'm also going to make sure it is fueled up with 3 fuel. Give me one more. And then all I have to do is blueprint it together with the curve, so I know where to paste it. And I, of course, want to include the trains and the train fuel. And then we would mark this as a train and iron ore, so we know what this train is all about. I could then include the blueprint inside of the blueprint book here, and then we just add all of the various trains that we have. Whenever I need a train, I can then paste it in here. My robots are gonna build it, and all I have to do is hit the play button. And now the cool thing is we can just copy over another train, and this is the last time I will have to search for all of these trains. But let's go for a copper train right here. Paste this in here, make sure it is correctly set, and then we blueprint it again. So this would be our copper train. Trains include that. Yes, create blueprint and put it in the book. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Thank you so much for all these suggestions, I have to say. Let's go for the next ore, which would be stone. So a stone train, and blueprint that. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I think I got all the solid items that we are shipping with trains. These should be all of them. That means all we have to do now is switch this to fluid wagons, and then do the same thing for all of the liquids. Now let's copy over some fluid wagons. We're just going to do it in this order here. So petroleum is going to be first, and let's also get rid of this inactivity here. With the new system, this is absolutely not necessary. No! It was no atomic bomb. Thank you. Okay, with oil, we should now have all the trains at the ready. Oh, I need to test this out right away. Let's get rid of this one. Buildertron army, I need you to follow me. Let's hook up another vein. I think we're missing some. Yeah, look at that. I don't think we can actually keep up with the ore. So it's time to hook up even more iron. We have trains at all the stations. There's another vein and another one over here. We might want to go for these next. They seem easily accessible. And you know what? While I'm at it, I'm also gonna hook up these coal ore spots. Let's actually make this one station or so. I'm just gonna set up a... Yeah, let me get a four-way intersection in here. Just a temporary cozy one. Yes, yes, yes. Build all of that. Thank you. I can then set up an ore station, but this time around we don't need the trains anymore. So I'm gonna set this up somewhere here. That should be good. I want to make sure this is going south. We're gonna plan this out, and then going north we're gonna plan this one out. Very nice. And now this is just gonna become one enormous station. Power all of these up, and then I guess I'm just gonna take that balancer, move it around a little bit, and we bring these down. I then want to set up an 8-to-4 balancer and then a 4-to-4 balancer afterwards. Well, I guess the 4-to-4 balancer wouldn't even be necessary at this point, but there you go. Let's bring these up over. Oh, come on! I think I'm saving too frequently. It never crashed on me so far. It's just always so unbelievable how well optimized this game is. Either way, now I can go into the map screen. Let's test this out. I just get my coal blueprint, paste it right there, and then it should be built by my robots. Wonderful. And some fuel should be brought, like so. And I'm just hitting the play button. Wait, what? Destiny, didn't I? I didn't hook it up yet. Oh my gosh. What is this? Amateur hour? Let's try to fix this. Can I? Yes, I can fix it. And just like that, we should have access now. Okay, so there's one more catch. I, of course, have to rename the station, but I should be able to just choose it, right? It's load coal. Okay, and that hopefully made my coal train leave. Yes, indeed. Gonna set up another one of these like so. Wait for it to be built and then hit the play button. Come on, some fuel, thank you. And you go. I actually really like that. I think this is gonna help me out, especially because of the fact that sometimes I don't have enough trains or enough fuel with me. So let's now do the same thing with this spot. This is actually a really good spot. This is gonna be a huge mining site. And it's not even that far away. Luckily, it seems we still have enough materials to build everything. Let's set up the station. My ore station is gonna go here. And ooh, we got another mining productivity out of the way. I'm gonna go for the next one right away for 50k science. And I'm gonna bring these rails up here. This just somehow needs to go in here so we can actually close the loop. And then we can come back down again in order to join with this guy. It doesn't need to look beautiful. Nothing else will be hooked up here except maybe the second ore spot. Get rid of nature. Thank you. And you guys can come down. Let's see, right here, there, and there. Okay, give you some power, some juice. This should fill up our belts rather quickly. And now we just need 2 more trains. I think I hooked up everything. Let's also add a bunch of rail signals. And then maybe right here, I can take a little detour and set up another station. Another ore station that, let's say, goes right here. And you need to join up with this guy. Wonderful. We want to bring out this ore field to the west. Yeah, looks like we need to come back to this one in order to fill it up, but we can still get it done. Move the belts into the balancer, give this some power here and there, and I just noticed something is being attacked. That is fine, it's probably just a radar or a power pole. Though on the other side, I don't like the sight of this. It could mean that we have some unwanted guests over there. Yeah, let me actually go ahead and also add a blueprint here. We need the artillery module. And I'm gonna set this up like so in order to move one. Ooh, wait. I placed it wrong. It goes right there. It needs to move one entire city block. And now all of my robots are gonna build this next station and then hopefully close the gap a little bit that we had there. And then since we're probably not gonna need a lot of artillery this way, I'm gonna do the same exact thing with this guy. This way we should be able to almost close the gap here. So another artillery module is gonna go here. and I have to place it like so. Yeah, this is actually really confusing. I think it's just the length of the power pole. So if I do this until it disappears and then go back one, then this should be the correct placement. No, actually it is not. Maybe I should blueprint this again and make it a little bit easier to place. Ah, okay, I see why it is not tileable, because I had it rotated the other way. Okay, that actually makes sense. However, let's see how the situation improves. We got our artillery in place and now the gap is almost closing. So that is good, but yeah, this doesn't help me. If the critters start absorbing this, then we're screwed either way. So the best course of action would probably to just go past this point and then set up another artillery station. But I'm a little bit too lazy to do that right now. What I rather would do is set up these stations correctly. This should be load iron ore. We have another station called just that, load iron ore. Ah, this is not good, not good. Oh no, I have to send myself over here. Yeah, it's this guy that slipped through. So they are actually, someone is here somewhere. Little boogers. Thankfully, we have a wall that kind of holds out a little bit. So there you go. Well, let's go back either way and pick up a bunch of miners so we can finish this part. And then, of course, we will also have to finish the rails. Let me actually just bring this back. And yeah, that means I will also be able to introduce 4 more iron trains. 2 I can already do right now. That means I'm placing my iron ore blueprint right here, wherever I am on the world map. And this is the convenient part about it. Get yet another one of these, and the first one already left. Whoops, I misplaced that a little bit, but there we go. Robots are building it fairly quickly. Well, it always takes about 5 seconds or so, but there we go. Second one is on its way, and then once I build the other station, I'm gonna add 2 more. Wonderful. I made my way back. It is about an hour or so later, and what I did is I installed another artillery station. No, I actually installed 2 more stations, the one right here, because they were just getting too close to the fog, and then I also installed one right on the top of here. Now, as long as the fog doesn't reach the end, we are golden, but that essentially means eventually we need another station here before these guys start attacking. They would probably start attacking the mines, so I don't really mind. But yeah, this is the current situation at the moment. And I feel like we've optimized quite a few things. One thing that is now missing simply is another iron ore station. So I would have to paste this optimally right here on the top in order to supply stuff to the second mega module and also slow down the traffic in this region here. So I think before I go ahead and apply my next train fix, it would be time to distribute the items. So the next time I might go ahead and sacrifice this ore vein and maybe parts of the crude oil. Also half of this ore vein. This is gonna suck. But the problem is if I just put it... Ooh, I could actually just put it at the bottom here and wait for the next one. I mean, this would also already help if a lot of the trains actually came from the other side. Intriguing. Let's think about that proposal for a second. I'm just gonna remove this part here, and then I guess I can go ahead with my Buildertron army to take this apart. Yeah, there is lots of stuff to be removed right now in order to make the necessary space. Dude, I just love my Spidertrons and robot combination. It is just so much fun. Another mining productivity finished. So good, so good. 52,000. What about the robots? They now take 256,000 packs. Oh my gosh. Follower robo count I don't really utilize, but I guess we could gain a bunch of levels here. Let's do all the way to 30 or so. Looks like we'll be getting a little Congo line here of robots that are not capable of charging up, but that actually makes sense. Maybe we just move back and make sure the solar panels get put back into the system. Yeah. Empty my robots. Thank you. But yeah, iron is always a little bit of a problem. I just cannot reach all the stations with the amount I'm lacking currently. Okay, I actually had to make a little bit of extra storage. That is absolutely fine. Now let's remove this part as well. Actually, do I need... Yeah, I need to remove this part too. So all of that can go without interfering with anything else. And now I should be able to just copy this over, right? I will have to do it all the way up to here, possibly. Let's actually not include this part, so we can get a nice and cozy blueprint together with tiles. Maybe also remove some of the rails here that are in the way or too long. Let's just create the blueprint and try to paste it over. Okay, let's see. We got our iron smelter situation here. This is where we would have to paste it in. in. And yeah, apart from the flooring, it actually fits. So it's just the flooring that is gonna overlap slightly. Let me actually test this out. What if I paste it in? Is there a reason not to do it? No, I think we should just go for it. Let me actually make sure we don't mess this up here. Like the walls are not really necessary. And I just see the solar panels here were also in the way. So we will have to remove this and then paste the blueprint again. Hopefully I did everything right, but it looks good. Yeah, let's just keep going. And this, by the way, also implements the changes that we applied in today's episode. But in the meantime, we keep going here, keep adding stuff, and then maybe I'm gonna prevent the guys from actually coming over already. Well, they cannot. At least I don't think so. They don't have an official way to go on this rail here to enter the station. But here we go, we're building another ginormous smelting array. I'm so happy this has been necessary. Looks like we were able to finish most of the rails and most of the stations, but we definitely have to go back one more time. Now maybe let's make good use of the solar panels and we're gonna add another array over there. Like right now, all my robots are filled with solar panels that they cannot make use of. I also made some solar fillers so that whenever I feel like the solar panels are forever, I can fill the gaps. And first of all, I'm taking a deconstruction planner that just removes the power pole, and then I'm going for this solar filler array right here and paste it there. And of course this gives us a little extra boost and I'm happy. Good, now we're going back to the base for a little refill. Yes, robots, give me materials. Oh, I love these moments when all 800 logistics robots go nuts. The material delivery just doesn't stop. Look at that, it's just crazy. Especially when it comes to the flooring or the solar panels. Good then, let me just go ahead and finish the station. I might not finish the flooring just yet, but I will definitely finish the functionality already. Okay, nice. Looks like we were able to finish everything apart from the flooring, though no, not everything. It's actually kind of hard to see what else I haven't finished yet, but it does look rather functional now, except that I don't have the power. Now I have it. With that out of the way, we need to give people access to this part. And for now, I'm gonna do it the same way as over here. So we're just copying over this part and paste it where it fits. So it would be fitting right there, okay? Let's see if the signals have been translated correctly. That looks about right, except that we have this ore station here, of course. But other than that, I think we're golden. We now have the possibility to go up and of course also down shouldn't be an issue, yeah. Good, this means we can now go back here to our planner and all we have to do is take the arm plates, right? Because that's what we are adding to the system. We are adding arm plate trains, so I will have to add 8 of these, or how many? I'm not so sure. No problem, I can totally do that, but I should also set up the stations first. So this is gonna be load... No, actually this is gonna be unload iron ore. Wait a second, what just happened? Why didn't I paste over the train stop names? I'm such an idiot. Sometimes this just drives me insane. How did I not choose? My gosh. So I'm gonna blueprint this again, but this time I want the train stop names included. So I wonder, could I paste this over? Like so... Yeah. And then all the stations are gonna change their name. Thankfully, thank you. Good, and now I can keep on adding my blueprints. Maybe it would be worth setting up 2 of these stations, you know? I mean, I can have one directly adjacent to it. Why not? That actually makes a lot of sense. My robots are building stuff. Actually there will be an issue with them leaving, but if I do it correctly, there will not be an issue. Let's try to bring this along here. And then, yeah, I don't think I can actually do that because now both are from the same network, right? That means these 2 trains will never leave unless I manage to do another signal somewhere. Okay, this actually changes the situation. Now we're golden. So now we have 2 additional trains here and they should be able to leave. Yes, okay, that is much better. Now I can add 2 trains at the same time, like so, and that makes me really, really happy. I can just make these guys go. And now checking, we have 10 stops and 16 trains, so I need 4 more trains. And 3 and 4. Oh my gosh, this is so convenient. I might even add more of these so we can add 4 trains at the same time. Well, I'm mostly going to be using the 2 trains at the same time thing, but there you go. Let's make them go. And now we should have the amount of trains that I wanted. And therefore, a lot of the trains should start to wait in this station, at least until they arrived. Right now, of course, I provoked a little bit of traffic congestions. But you get the basic gist. We now also doubled up on the iron smelting production and hopefully started to distribute the items a little bit better. Of course, this intersection here is still going to be a poor one. I might change this lane here to be a 4-way, but right now I want to see how much better the trains are distributing with the new smelting array. Okay, with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.